Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Śrīvāsadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Let us continue our study of Shri Bhagavad Gītā. We are studying chapter 7, which is knowledge of the absolute, knowledge of Krishna. And we studied till verse number 16 last time. So we will just read verse number 16 and then we'll go to verse number 17. Lord Krishna is instructing Arjun, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritino Arjuna arto jidnyasur artarthi jnani cha bharatarshabha. O best among the Bharatas, O Arjun, 4 kinds of pious people begin to render devotional service unto me. They surrender to me. Those who are in distress, that's number 1. Number 2, those who want money, they are suffering from poverty. Number 3, those who are inquisitive, they are just curious. And number 4, those who are searching for the absolute truth, those who are searching for Bhagwan. So these are the 4 types of people who surrender to Krishna. And we also saw 4 types of Dushkritina, 4 types of sinful people who don't surrender to Krishna. Now, after Krishna describes the 4 types of human beings who surrender to Krishna, Krishna says, out of these 4 types of categories of people who surrender to me, those who are distressed, those who want money, those who are curious and inquisitive, and number 4, those who are looking for the absolute truth. Out of these 4 types of people, who is the best? Verse number 17. Lord Krishna is saying, Tesham jnani nityayukta eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnaninotyartham aham cha sa mama priyaha. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya Shri Śrīmad Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Of these 4 types of men who surrender to me, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. Tesham means among all these, Jnani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate. Priyohi, the most dear to me is that devotee who always engages in devotional service and also is knowledgeable about me. Such a devotee is most special, most dear to me. Therefore, we must try to get knowledge about Krishna. Athato Brahma Jidnyasa. We should have inquisitiveness about Krishna, who is the absolute truth, the absolute personality of God. We must have curiosity. Otherwise, people have curiosity about so many things in this world. News. You all want to know what is happening in our country, what is happening in different countries, what is happening in the world, politics, current events, sports. We are inquisitive about so many things. The perfection of this inquisitiveness is if we become inquisitive about Krishna. Then Krishna says such a person becomes most dear to me. And it is reciprocal. Krishna consciousness is reciprocal. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham. We love Krishna and Krishna loves us. It is reciprocal. It's not one-way street. We should never think that I am doing so much for Krishna, but Krishna is not doing for me. No, actually Krishna does a lot for us. We may not realize it, but Krishna always reciprocates with his devotees more than what we can reciprocate. Because we reciprocate like human beings, but Krishna reciprocates like God. Srila Prabhupada says that when Krishna wants to give, Krishna has thousands of arms as the Vishwarup. So Krishna gives with thousands of hands and we have only 2 hands to receive. How much can we receive from Krishna? Krishna is like a rain-filled cloud who is just showering nectar rain on us. How much can we receive? So Krishna gives us more than what we can give. Krishna. We give Krishna patram pushpam phalam toyam, fruit, flower, leaf, little water. And what does Krishna give? Krishna gives himself to us. And Krishna is the Mama Bhuta Maheshwara. He is the supreme lord of everything. And he gives himself to us. What amazing reciprocation. In the purport, last line, Srila Prabhupada says, he who is situated in pure knowledge of the transcendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so protected in devotional service that material contamination cannot touch him. Spiritual life means to become purified. We have lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, false ego, tendency to criticize others. So many bad qualities we have. And Krishna consciousness means to become purified. Krishna consciousness is a path of purification. Cheto Darpana Marjana. And Krishna helps us in this purification. And if we keep chanting the holy names of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If we keep reading about Krishna, we keep hearing about Krishna, Krishna will protect us. Krishna will protect us. Mat chitta sarva durgani, mat prasadat tarishyasi. In the 18th chapter, Lord Krishna says, just be Krishna conscious. Krishna is saying, mat chitta means be conscious of me. Be Krishna conscious. If we are simply Krishna conscious by chanting Hare Krishna, by reading what Krishna says, reading about Krishna, means literatures like Bhagavad Gītā, Śrīmad, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and if we associate with devotees, because devotees are always talking about Krishna. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam. Devotees are always talking to each other about Krishna. They are always instructing each other about Krishna. So if we do these 3 things, we chant Hare Krishna, we read and listen about Krishna, and we associate with Krishna's devotees, Krishna will always protect our Krishna consciousness. There is no fear of falling away from the path of bhakti if we do these 3 things. Verse number 18, chapter 7, verse number 18. Udara sarva evaite jnani atmaiva me matam asthita sahi yuktatma mam evanuttamam gatim. Krishna says he wants to encourage everyone. So he mentioned 4 types of people who surrender to him. Of that, the best one is who wants to know Krishna and he is practicing bhakti. But Krishna does not want to discourage the other 3 categories. Suppose we are coming to Krishna because we are in distress. We have problems in our life. Health problem, family problem, career problem, financial problem, whatever problem we have, and we have come to Krishna with our problems. Krishna says, don't be discouraged. Yes, the best person is one who comes to me to find me, does not have any ulterior motive, does not want anything from me. Yes, that person is best. Others are simply looking for my wallet. Krishna knows that. We are looking for Krishna's wallet. Krishna, ye chahiye, wo chahiye, I want this, I want that. Krishna knows that. But Krishna is saying, don't be discouraged. It's okay. You're not on the platform of pure devotional service. It's okay. Don't be discouraged. That's what Krishna is saying in verse number 18. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous. Krishna says, Udara Sarva Evaite. All the four categories are Udar. All of them are magnanimous souls. So Krishna is encouraging everyone. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me. And who is Krishna? The highest and the most perfect goal. Mam eva anuttamam gati. Krishna is anuttamam gati. Anuttamam means the most uttam, the topmost destination is Krishna. Vasudeva paragatihi. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam also it is said. So therefore you should understand that Krishna consciousness is reciprocal. We approach Krishna and Krishna is always there for us. Krishna will never neglect us. In this material world, my dear friends, there is a lot of ingratitude. We have to remind others. Don't you remember what I have done for you? You know, sometimes when we misbehave with parents, parents tell us, don't you remember? So much we have done for you. Our whole life is for you. And this is how you talk to us. This is how you treat us. You cannot do this much also for us. In this material world, we have to remind each other what we have done. Arey, yaad kar, what I have done for you. Don't be so ungrateful. But Krishna, we never have to remind. Krishna is the most grateful person. Krishna is most kritadnya. See, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada quotes from 9th canto of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, very beautiful verse. Let's read it together. Sadhavo hridayam mayam sadhunam hridayam tvaham mad anyat tena jananti naham tebhyo manag api. This verse we should try to memorize, my dear friends. Very important verse from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. This comes in the prasanga of Ambarish Maharaj. When Durvas Muni goes to Lord Vishnu, that please save me from your Sudarshan Chakra. That time Lord Vishnu is glorifying the devotees. And in his glorification of the sadhus, Lord Vishnu says this beautiful verse, 9.4.68. Sadhavo hridayam mayam. The devotees are always in my heart. Sadhunam hridayam toham. And I am always in the hearts of the devotees. You see the reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees. The devotees always think of Krishna and Krishna is always thinking of his devotees. Sadhunam hridayam mahyam. Sadhus are in my heart. Sadhunam hridayam toham. And I am in the heart of the sadhus. Mad anyat tena jananti. The devotees don't know anything but me. The devotees on the phone also they will answer, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you are coming for the program. Yes, Hari Bol. Yes, come. Hari Bol. Everything is Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. The names also they will keep as Krishna's names. Krishna Das, Gaura Das, this Das, that Das, this Dasi, that Dasi. So their names are also Bhagavatic names. They are names in relationship to Krishna. They always greet each other, Ram Ram, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe, like that. And they are always talking about Krishna. All their activities are about Krishna. Their tilak reminds of Krishna. Their kantimala reminds of Krishna. Everything, their books they read about Krishna. They go to the temple of Krishna. They have satsang with devotees of Krishna. So devotees are always thinking of Krishna. They don't know anyone but Krishna. Mad anyat tena jananti. The devotees don't know anything but me and naham tebhyo managapi. And Lord Vishnu is saying, I also don't know anything but my devotees. This is a wonderful reciprocation. Wonderful relationship between devotees and Krishna. Verse number 19. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevah sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Lord Krishna is saying that the best person who approaches me out of the four categories is one who is a devotee of mine and who is knowledgeable about me. Janma karma chame divyam evam viti tatvata. Now, bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Attaining Krishna is not something that we can do very easily, my dear friends, because Krishna is paragati. Vasudeva paragati. Krishna is the highest destination. Anuttamam gatim, Krishna is saying. He is the highest destination. So how can we reach the highest destination very quickly? Does PhD come before kindergarten? Does PhD come before middle school? Before high school? No. Mallika, you are going through college. So there is elementary school, there is middle school, there is high school, then there is undergrad, then there is grad school, then there is post-graduation, then there is PhD. Okay, one second. Jaikumar, can you chant Hare Krishna? One second. Let me. Hello, this is Dr. Deshmukh. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Jaikumar. Very sorry for the interruption. So Krishna is the highest destination, my dear friends, and therefore attaining Krishna is not something we can do very quickly. Once I was talking to my Shiksha Guru, Shripad Mukundatta Prabhu, and he explained to me, I was asking that, I'm trying to practice Krishna consciousness for so many years, but still I feel the purification is not happening, and I still have so many weaknesses, so many faults, so many vices, anarthas in my heart, and I don't think I'm making much progress. So Shripad Mukundatta Prabhu said that don't think attaining Krishna, attaining pure devotional service is something that you can do very quickly, very easily. Shripad Mukundatta Prabhu said that after many, many births, one is able to practice pure devotional service. It is not so easy. So the devotees, if we see some devotees, they are very inspiring, they are very Krishna conscious, the anarthas don't really bother them so much. There are devotees like that, so many devotees. Anarthas don't bother them so much. They don't get angry easily, they are not envious, they are not lusty, they are not greedy for money. They like to live simple life, they like to eat simple prasad, they are not after fame, they speak very nice Hari Katha, they do very nice Kirtan, they have so much taste for Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Such devotees have very good Purva Janma Samskar. It is not something that they have attained in this life. It is they have been practicing Krishna consciousness for many lifetimes. One Gaudiya Math devotee, he was asked that at the time of initiation by some god brothers, so are you eating meat? Do you eat meat? Now he comes from a very pure Vaishnava family, very pure Vaishnava family. His parents also pure devotees, grandparents also pure devotees. Really, when I say pure devotees, means really actually pure devotees. Very, very extraordinarily devoted family. And he was, he found his Sadguru and he was taking initiation in our Gaudiya Parampara. So before initiation, the questions are asked. So some of his god brothers asked, so do you eat meat? He said, kabhi janm mein nahi khaya. In my entire life, I've never tasted meat. So then they said, vyabhichar karte ho kya? Kabhi, any illicit sex? He said, पिछले 100 जन्मों में कभी नहीं किया. I have practiced Sanatan Dharma properly for the last 100 years, 100 lifetimes. He said that with full conviction. And we should not think that, oh, this person is just bragging. Because then you should see the life of this Acharya. He became a very, very great Acharya in our Gaudiya Sampradaya. So what he was speaking was the truth. He's no more with us. His books are read even today. He has thousands of disciples all over the world. He has inspired so many people on the path of Krishna consciousness. But when he was taking Diksha and his god brothers were screening him, this is what he said. Kabhi 100 lifetimes mein I have not broken the regulative principles. So the point is, my dear friends, Krishna consciousness is not something that we can practice pure devotional service, make complete advancement, completely become purified and become pure devotees very quickly. It is not like that. It may take several births. So Śrīmad Bhagavad Prabhu told me that you just try for purification, try for anartha nivritti in this lifetime, and slowly, in a few more lifetimes, by the mercy of Hari Guru Vaishnavas, you will come to the platform of pure devotional service. So for conditioned souls like myself, it is not possible, because from the birth, the activities have been very abominable. Whereas devotees who have Purva Janma Sukrati, if you analyze their life, from birth they are very divine. They take birth in devotee family. From childhood, they have inclination for bhakti. They have distaste for meat eating, onion, garlic, worldly things. They are not like that. Those who are very divine, those who have Purva Janma Samskar, those who have accumulated a lot of pious credits from previous lifetimes. And that is exactly what Krishna is saying here. This pure devotional service is not, Sharanagati is not something you can get in one lifetime. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After many, many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Such a great soul is very rare. So Srila Prabhupada says that a surrendered soul always thinks of Krishna. Always thinks of Krishna. And such surrendered great souls are very rare. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. So we should not get discouraged that although we are practicing Krishna consciousness for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, still we are bothered by the anarthas, the vices in the heart are powerful. We still make mistakes. We still don't have taste. We should try our best to do everything very nicely in this lifetime. And some devotees are able to do it in one lifetime if they are very sincere. If they are very sincere. It depends on our sincerity. But for many of us, it may be difficult to do it in one lifetime. It may be difficult. What path Srila Prabhupada has given is path of one lifetime. In one lifetime, we can go back to God if we follow Prabhupada nicely. But the question is, how many of us are willing to be so sincere? How many of us are willing to be so sincere? So the choice is ours. Verse number 20. Kama istaiste hritagnyana prapadyante anya devataha tam niyamam asthaya prakritya niyata swaya. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires. Kama means material desires. Aneka kamana. Kama istaiste hritagnyana prapadyante anya devata. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material mundane desires, they surrender to other demigods. They will go to different devatas for different benefits. And follow the particular rules and regulations of worship of different demigods according to their own nature. So in the previous verse, Krishna said that one who is really very advanced devotee, after many births and deaths, he will come to the point of Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Bahunam janmanam ante mam ekam evam prapadyante. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. He will surrender. Prapadyante means to surrender. Surrender means Sharanagati. Sharanagati are the 6 limbs that we saw. Most important is accepting what is favorable and rejecting what is unfavorable. This can be done only by a person who is very advanced, and this may take many lifetimes for us to attain. It is not something that you can do in one lifetime. Very difficult. And so a person who is very sukrit, who is very pious, will surrender to Krishna. But Krishna is saying those who are not like that, those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, they surrender to other demigods. Kama istasta rita jnana prapadyante anya devata. So if somebody is worshipping other demigods for material benefits, we should understand that they are not very advanced in their spiritual life. That's just a fact. Because the best is to surrender to Krishna, whether we are desireless or whether we have desires. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes from Śrīmad Bhagavatam 2.3.10, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. That whether we are akam, we have no desires, or sarva kama, or we have so many desires, moksha kama, or whether we want liberation, whatever the situation is, we should tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. We should worship the Param Purush Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whoever we are, Krishna is for everyone. Krishna consciousness is for everyone. It is not like that, oh, first you become purified, then you can take to Krishna consciousness. No. Krishna consciousness is the best way for purification. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Ādi Lila 5.142, it is said, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhritya. Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the master, and all others are servants. All the demigods are servants of Krishna. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material needs, Srila Prabhupada says. He depends on the Supreme Lord Krishna, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever Krishna gives. Kabir Das ji says, Kabira kutta Ram ka, motiya mera naam. I am a dog of Lord Ram. He may give me anything. He may throw a biscuit, a piece of roti, I will accept it. Even Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Oh, hey Vaishnava Thakur, Ami tomara kukur. I am your dog. Whatever you give, I will accept. A dog accepts whatever the master gives. The dog doesn't say, give me pizza and pasta. Whatever roti the master will throw, the dog will eat it. So we are also like that. We are Krishna's dog, and this is our patta, gale ka patta. The kanthi, tulsi kanthi mal is our, what do you call it? Belt of the dog. It shows that we are domesticated dogs. We are pet dogs. We are not wild. We are not stray dogs. We belong to someone. We belong to our master. This is our patta. Srila Prabhupada said that. Verse 21. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya architum ichchati tasya chalam shraddham tam eva vidadham aham. Lord Krishna is saying, I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. I am in everyone's heart as super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. So if we want to worship some other god or goddess, then the shraddha that is required, that Krishna only gives. Krishna is the source of everything. He gives us that shraddha. He gives us the ability to worship the other demigods. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam, this is there. What was his name? Satrajit in Dwarka. He had the Shamantak Mani. So whose devotee was Satrajit? He was devotee of Surya Dev. He was Surya Upasak. And Surya Dev gave him the Shamantak Mani. So later on, when he was purified and everything, he realized that Krishna had not stolen it. Then he voluntarily gave the Shamantak Mani to Lord Krishna along with his daughter Satyabhama. Correct? At that time, Krishna says, I will accept Satyabhama because she is my devotee. But I will not accept the Shamantak Mani. You keep it. Because Shamantak Mani you got from Surya Dev, and Surya Dev is your Ishta Dev. You are a devotee of Surya Dev. You are not my devotee. So I will not take that offering from you. So Satrajit is offering his daughter Satyabhama in marriage to Krishna and the Shamantak Mani. Krishna says, I will take Satyabhama because she is my devotee. She has devotion for me. I will accept her. But I will not accept your offering of Shamantak Mani. Why? Because you are not my devotee. You are a devotee of Surya Dev. Just see. So if we are not ananya in our bhakti, we are worshipping Krishna also, we are worshipping other devatas also, do you think Krishna will accept our offering? Unfortunately, I have seen even devotees after they get initiation, they don't give up demigod worship. It is not required. If you worship Krishna, it includes everybody's worship. Ganpati Upasana, Durga Upasana, Shankar Upasana, Hanuman Upasana, all Surya Upasana, everything is included in the Upasana of Krishna. Because all these personalities are there within Krishna. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlava. Prabhupada says in the purport that God has given independence to everyone. Therefore, if a person desires to have material enjoyment and wants very sincerely to have such facilities from the material demigods, then the Supreme Lord Krishna, understanding their heart, being the super soul in their heart, he gives facilities to such person. You see, Krishna is so kind. Krishna can force us to become his devotees, but he does not. He preserves our independence. He does not interfere with our independence. Krishna is so merciful. The next verse, it is said, verse number 22, Sataya Shraddhaya Yukta Tasya Radha Nam Ihate Labhate Chatatah Kaman Mayaiva Vihitan Hitan. Endowed with such a faith, with such Shraddha, such a person endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. So we may think that I worship one particular devata or devi and I got the result. I won the court case, or I passed the exam, or I got a good job, I got a transfer that I wanted, or this disease got cured. We got all these benefits. We have to understand, Lord Krishna is clearly saying in Bhagavad Gītā, when we worship the devis and devatas and we get our material desires fulfilled, those material desires are actually fulfilled and sanctioned by Krishna. The devis and devatas do not have any power, any ability, any authority to fulfill any desire of ours. If by doing any devi devata upasana, any demigod worship, any of our desire is being fulfilled, it is being actually fulfilled by Krishna. Krishna himself is saying here, endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires, but in actuality these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Mayaiva vihitan hita. I am only giving, answering those prayers. So why not directly worship Krishna? In the purport, last paragraph, Srila Prabhupada says, for the living entity who desires to return back to Godhead, material desires are impediments. Hare Krishna. Our material desires, our desires for sense gratification, indriya tripti, bhautik kamnaएं जो है, our material desires, our desire for sense gratification, this is a great badha in our bhakti. It is a great impediment on the path of devotional service. Srila Prabhupada is saying, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is therefore not awarded the material benefits desired by less intelligent living beings, who therefore prefer to worship demigods of the material world rather than engaging in the devotional service of Supreme Lord Krishna. So therefore, the beauty of worshipping Krishna, what is the beauty of worshipping Krishna? The beauty is, if we ask Krishna for material benefits, if those material benefits are not beneficial for us, Krishna will not fulfill them. No matter how much you pray, Krishna will not fulfill them. And on the other hand, if you worship the demigods and that particular thing you are asking for is not beneficial for you, the demigods will still give it. Why? Because the demigods are also governed by the laws of material nature. And the law of material nature is, if you do something, some puja, some upasana, some vrat, some tapa, then you have to be rewarded accordingly. Brahmaji did not want to leave his planet and come down and give darshan to Hiranyakashipu. But Brahmaji was forced to do it by the laws of material nature. Because Hiranyakashipu had paid the price. You have to give it. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is not under any rules of material nature. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. On the other hand, this prakriti is working under Krishna's superintendence. So a devotee may ask Krishna millions of times for something. If that thing is not anupul for bhajan, Krishna will not give it. If that thing is unfavorable for our Krishna consciousness, Krishna will not give it. Or even if he gives it, he will take away the desire to enjoy. So if someone wants a TV, cable TV, 70-inch or 75-inch to enjoy, and on that, if he is going to watch Harikatha, if he is going to watch nice kirtans, then Krishna will sanction it. But if by taking that he is going to watch Netflix and YouTube, movies, Bollywood, Hollywood, news, cricket, etc., then Krishna may not give the TV, or even if he gives the TV, he will give such powerful devotee association that that devotee will lose his or her desire to watch television. That is Krishna. Krishna purifies his devotees. Therefore, one should worship Krishna. Akama sarva kamova moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. You should worship Krishna. Yena kena prakarena manah Krishna niveshayet. Somehow or the other we should think of Krishna, no matter who we are. So what is the effect of demigod worship? Verse number 23. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavat alpamedhasam devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. There is a 7-day course, Bhagavad Gita course. Many devotees have come to Krishna consciousness by attending that journey of self-discovery. 7-day Bhagavad Gita course. Our Jai Kumar Prabhu also came through that. In that, one day they talk about demigod worship. So I was speaking to some devotees who conduct those programs. I think it is on the 4th day where they talk about demigod worship, that one should not do demigod worship, one should only worship Krishna. So these devotees, they are very famous speakers. They have conducted many, dozens of such self-discovery courses. So they were telling me that, Prabhu, first day there is maximum attendance. Who are we? Our search for happiness. So everybody wants to know why bad things happen to good people. Everybody attends. Second day, a lot of attendance. Third day, a lot of attendance. Fourth day, there is a lot of attendance. And fourth day, we talk about demigod worship. And they were telling me, Prabhu, 5th day, the attendance drops by 50 or 60%. So many people, they go, oh, you are saying don't do demigod worship? Nahi chahiye. We don't want. You are fanatics. We are not fanatics. We are simply presenting Bhagavad Gita yatharup, as it is. Krishna is saying. What is Krishna saying? Antavattu phalam tesham tad bhavatya alpa medhasam. Alpa medhasam. Less intelligent people worship demigods. Kama istaiste ritak jnana prapadyante anna devata. जिनकी बुद्धि भ्रष्ट हो गई है, वो देवता और देवियों की उपासना करते हैं. Lord Krishna is saying, supreme authority. And there are so many examples. What happened to Shankar Bhagwan's devotee who wrote Rudrashtakam, Ravan? He was an upasak of Shankar Bhagwan. What happened to him? He was destroyed. What happened to the upasak of Brahmaji, Hiranyakashipu? He was destroyed. So we may worship demigods, but antavattu phalam tesham. The results that are obtained, yes, Ravan got benedictions. Yes, Hiranyakashipu got benediction. For many years they enjoyed. But ultimately it is antavat. It is perishable. It is temporary, those benefits. Antavattu phalam tesham tad bhavati alpamedasam devan devayajo yanti. The worshippers of demigods will go to the planets of the demigods. Mad bhakta yanti mamapi. But my devotees, they come to me, Krishna says. So we should not think that kisi ki bhi upasana karo, sab raste ek hi jagah jate hain. No, that is wrong philosophy. It's wrong philosophy. All paths don't lead to the same destination. You go to the Atlanta airport and you take any flight. I want to go to Cincinnati to meet my friends there. So I will take any flight, and any flight will take me to Cincinnati. Does that make sense? Does that make any logic? No. All flights don't go to Cincinnati from Atlanta. You have to take Cincinnati flight only. Now, some flights are direct flights. And some flights are one-stop, two-stop flights. Either Chicago, they will come to Cincinnati. So all this Myanmar, Karma Kand, they are like that. You eat like this, ulta. You go to Chicago, then you come to Cincinnati. Atlanta, they directly go to Cincinnati. Direct flight is bhakti. Pure devotion service. Direct flight. No ananyas chinta entamam. Nothing else. No stop. No dive. Non-stop. You go to Krishna. That is pure devotion service. That is what Srila Prabhupada is teaching us. But worshipping demigods, the results are temporary. And therefore, tad bhavatya alpamedasam. People who worship demigods, they are alpamedasam. They are less intelligent. And those who worship Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are they? Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yadne Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedhasa. Those who worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Nam Sankirtan are Sumedhasa. They are very intelligent. And those who worship the Devatas, Devis, they are Alpamedhasa. They are less intelligent. Simple. Krishna is saying this. Bhagavatam is saying this. So we should not get angry. Why it is like this? It is like this. What to do? Why this is east? Why this? I cannot call it north. ऐसा नहीं चल रहा है. जो east है वो east है. जो north है वो north है. उसमें कोई तर्क करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. So then we go to verse number 27. Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mam abudhayaha param bhavam ajananto mamavyayam anuttamam. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was avyakta, was impersonal before and has now assumed this human personality. Vyaktim apannam. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Param bhavam ajananto. They don't know me, that I am mama avyayam anuttamam. I am imperishable and I am the greatest. Anuttamam. I am the best. They don't know this. So foolish people, another class of foolish people is, they think that, oh, previously Krishna is just Param Brahma. He's just a power, just a light. And then that Brahma Jyoti takes these different forms as Ram, Krishna, Narasimha, Vishnu. These are temporary forms. Originally, Bhagwan is a power. I have seen so many people. Have you heard people say this philosophy? Actually, Bhagwan to na Krishna hai, na Ram hai. Actually, Bhagwan is just a power, just a light. Param Brahma. And that Param Brahma, for the sake of Leela, sometimes takes human forms like Krishna, Ram. ये कोई permanent forms थोड़ी है. This is absolute nonsense Mayavad philosophy. Krishna's body is not temporary and Krishna is eternal. Krishna is eternal. He is the source of Brahma Jyoti. He is the source of Param Brahma. Brahmano hi pratishtha aham, Krishna says. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna is Satchid Ananda Vigraha. He is not temporary, he is permanent. Sat. Sat means permanent. Krishna is Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Anadir. He doesn't have any origin. That, okay, Brahma Jyoti becomes Krishna in Dwapara. No. Krishna is Anadi. He is eternal. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the cause of everything. Krishna is the source of Brahma Jyoti also. That's what Krishna is saying. Foolish people don't understand this. So here, Srila Prabhupada is quoting from Sripad Ramanujacharya's Stotra Ratna, Yamunacharya and Srimad Ramanujacharya. Those who are worshippers of demigods have been described as less intelligent persons, and here the impersonalists are similarly described. So in the previous verse, Krishna described the demigod worshippers, that they are less intelligent. Their intelligence is stolen by material desires. In this verse, avyaktam vyaktim apannam mandante mam abudhaya. The impersonalistic philosophers are called as abudhaya, less intelligent. And here, Srila Prabhupada quotes that Sripad Yamunacharya, a great devotee of Lord Krishna in the disciplic succession of Sri Ramanujacharya, has written a very appropriate verse in this connection in Stotra Ratnam. Tvam Shila Rupa Charitaye Parama Prakrishtaihi Satvena Satvikataya Prabalaischa Shastraihi Prakhyata Daiva Paramartha Vidamatasche Naivasura Prakritayaha Prabhavanti Bodhum. O my Lord, devotees like Sri Vyasadeva, Sri Narada Muni know you to be the personality of Godhead. By understanding different Vedic literatures, one can come to know your characteristics, your form, Nama, Rupa, Adi, your activities, and one can thus understand that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How? by understanding the different Vedic literatures where you are described, your Supreme Personality of Godhead. But those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, the demons, the non-devotees, cannot understand you. They are unable to understand. However expert such non-devotees may be in discussing Vedanta and Upanishads and other Vedic literatures, it is not possible for them to understand the personality of Godhead. Only bhaktya mam abhijana. Only by bhakti, Krishna can be known. Srila Prabhupada further writes, in the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, cannot be understood simply by the study of Vedanta literature. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santah sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The devotees can see their Sham Sundar at all times because they have bhakti. They have prem. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. Santa sadaiva. They're always seeing Krishna. They're always seeing Krishna. But those who don't have devotion, they cannot see Krishna. So only by devotion one can understand. Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So therefore bhakti is required, and bhakti we get only in the association of devotees. So therefore we should associate with devotees. That is the essence of this purport. Verse number 25. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudho yam nabhijanati loko mamajam avyayam. Krishna is saying, Naham prakasha sarvasya. I am not manifest to everyone. All the fools and unintelligent people, they cannot understand me. For I am covered by my internal potency. Yoga maya samavrita. Avrita means to cover. Samavrita means completely covered. Krishna is completely covered by his yoga maya. Completely covered by his internal potency. And therefore, mudhoyam nabhijananti. Nabhijanati. The fools don't understand me. Hare Krishna. Loko mam ajam avyayam. They don't understand that I am unborn. I am ajam. And I am avyayam. I am inexhaustible, infallible. This the fools cannot understand. So Krishna cannot be understood by everyone, my dear friends. Krishna is the Param Tattva. So how can Krishna be understood by everyone? It is not possible. Therefore, Krishna Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti is Sudurlabha, according to Srila Rupa Goswami and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Sudurlabha, very rare. It's not for everyone. Manushyanam sahasreshu. Kaschid yatate siddhaye. Yatatapi siddhanam kaschin mam vizdam. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? Prabhupada raises a question. But Srila Prabhupada himself answers, but actually he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present there, only a few people could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Few people like Bhishma, they could understand. In the assembly of Kurus, when Shishupal spoke against Krishna's being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported Krishna and proclaimed Krishna to be the supreme God. Similarly, the Pandavas and a few others knew that Krishna was supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common man. So this is important. Even if we have darshan of Krishna today, if we don't have bhakti, we will not be able to understand Krishna. And the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Ramayana, this is witness to this fact. So many people, Ravan could not understand. He saw Ram, he could not understand that Ram is Bhagavan. Kansa saw Krishna, could not understand that Krishna is Bhagavan. Nor could envious people like Shishupal and Dantavakra, they could not. In the Rajasuya Yajna, Maharaj Yudhishthir chose Lord Krishna as the Purushottam, the best person, and offered the Agra Puja, the first puja to Lord Krishna. And Krishna was glorified by Bhishma Dev, the greatest authority. And Bhishma Dev said that Krishna is very great. When Krishna was a small child, newborn child, he killed the powerful Rakshasi called Putana. And Shishupal immediately screamed, "Hey Bhishma, is this something praiseworthy? क्या ये प्रशंसनीय बात है कि he killed a lady, a poor lady, Putana, bichari? She came to take darshan of Krishna. She came to fondle the newborn child Krishna, and this Krishna killed her. And you are praising this? This is nonsense." You see how Shishupal, now devotees are glorifying Putana Vad Leela. And here Shishupal is criticizing Krishna. Then Bhishma Dev said, "That's not all. A demon came in the form of Shakata, a cart. He was Shakatasur." Bhishma Dev is saying this in Mahabharata. A demon came to cause havoc in Vrindavan. He came in the form of a cart, Shakatasur. And our Krishna, he was only 1 month old. He killed Shakatasur. Again, Shishupal got up. He said, "So what? That cart was very damaged and defective. It fell on its own. What is there to glorify? Are you telling me that you are going to offer Agra Puja to this Krishna because he broke a cart that was already weak and damaged? Tell me something more," Shishupal said. Bhishma Dev continued. This Krishna, he killed the great demon Bakasur. That demon that even Indra, Surya, Chandra, and other demigods could not kill. Very powerful. Bakasur, Krishna bifurcated his body with his arms. Shishupal started laughing deliriously. I thought, Bhishma Dev, you are an intelligent fellow, but now you are proving yourself to be the full number one. Bagla. Krishna killed a bird. He said, I kill tigers when I go to the forest. Has Krishna killed a tiger? No. This Krishna, he's just a cowherd boy, Vaishya community fellow. He killed a bird. Bagla. Anybody can kill a bagla. What is so great about killing a bagla? Just a little white bird he killed, and you are saying he should be given Agra Puja, he is Bhagwan. What nonsense. I have killed tigers as a Kshatriya. Tell me, Krishna, how many tigers you have killed? Krishna said, I have never killed any tiger. Nonsense. Bhishma Dev, tell me more. Bhishma Dev continued. He said, Dhenukasur was a very powerful demon. Dhenukasur had created havoc in Vrindavan. And Krishna Balram together killed him. Gadhe ka vad kiya, gadhe ko mara. Killing a donkey? Oh my God, what is wrong with this assembly? Have everyone lost their intelligence? You want to offer Agra Puja to someone who killed a donkey? Who kills a donkey? We Kshatriyas don't kill donkeys, please. Stop this nonsense. Don't worship Krishna. He's not even a proper Kshatriya. He's just a cowherd fellow taking care of cows, and he ran away in the middle of the ocean, created some settlement there called Dwarka, and you want to worship him? Stop this. Bhishma Dev continued. Arishtasur was a very powerful demon. Keshi was also a very powerful demon. No one could kill these demons, not even Brahmaji. But our Krishna has relieved the burden of earth by killing demons like Keshi and Arishtasur. Baap re baap, Shishupal got up. Bail ki hatya ki. Being a cowherd fellow, being a Vaishya, he should do Krishi Go Rakshan. He should protect the cows and the bulls. And he killed Arishtasur, a bull. And he killed a ghoda. We Kshatriyas ride on ghoda, horse. And he killed a ghoda, Keshi. Who kills ghodas? Who kills horses? This Krishna is a mad fellow. Instead of killing and challenging tigers and lions, he's killing ghoda, gadha, bail. This is nonsense, and you want to worship him? Bhishma Dev said, Kansa was a very great demon, and Krishna has relieved the burden of the earth by killing Kansa. Hi. So now I know Kali Yuga has started. My dear kings of this world, I am sure Kali Yuga has started. Today, that person is going to be worshipped who is a murderer, cold-blooded murderer. बिचारे मामा जी ने मथुरा उन्हें निमंत्रण देके बुलाया, इनविटेशन देके बुलाया, उनकी इतना हॉस्पिटैलिटी दिखाई उन्हें. And what did Krishna do? When his mama was least expecting, suddenly he jumped on him and somehow killed him. He killed his own mama. Such a person you want to worship? He should be given the death punishment for killing the king of Mathura. And you want to worship him? Punish this Krishna. Punish this Krishna. Shishupala. So if a person does not have devotion, these leelas of Keshivad, Pralambasurvad, Arishtasurvad, Kansavad, we glorify, we read them, we relish them. There are so many acharyas who have written commentaries on them. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jeev Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Sridhar Swami, Śrīmad Vallabhacharya, they have written commentaries on these pastimes. And they are relishing these pastimes, enjoying. Devotees are enjoying this katha, Krishna katha. And here Shishupal is saying, oh, this is just nonsense. The point is, unless one has bhakti, one cannot understand Krishna, even though Krishna may be sitting in front of us. Srila Prabhupada is giving the example of Shishupal. So therefore, my dear friends, we should understand that the highest thing in this world is Shraddha, Bhakti. And our Shraddha is nourished and protected in the association of devotees. Therefore, we must be in the association of devotees. Our association can either give us Shraddha in Bhakti, Shraddha in Krishna, or our association can disturb our Shraddha, our faith. If we associate with people who are non-devotees, if we associate with people who are demigod worshippers, our Shraddha will get affected. But if we associate with Krishna Bhaktas, those who are sincere devotees, then our Shraddha, our faith will be nourished. And in Krishna consciousness, our Shraddha is most important. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mata. Krishna is saying that the best is Uttam devotee is one who has Shraddha. So therefore, my dear friends, we should always associate with devotees. From verse number 26, we will continue next Sunday. Tomorrow, Chaturmas begins. It is the Ashadi Ekadashi. So let us be in proper consciousness. It is a very nice. Next 4 months, we can take different spiritual vrats, try to follow them for spiritual advancement, so that we can get Krishna very soon. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Śrīmad Bhagavad Gītā ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari. If there are any questions, you can take. You can raise your hand. Okay. If there are no questions, yes, Parima Mataji, go ahead. 1 second, I have to. Yes, you can unmute Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for this wonderful class. So, Prabhuji, I just had this question that you said that devotees usually do not have or should not be having any material desires, which is so true that we should not be having any material desires. But Prabhuji, at least at my stage, or at least at a very neophyte stage, even if we kind of try to, not have material desires, like train our minds that way, but the tendency to have desires doesn't go that soon. It's at least it's very unlikely that you cannot have. I mean, I cannot say that, okay, 2 minutes from now or 5 minutes from now, I may not have any desires. So how do you cultivate this tendency of, channelizing our desires in the proper directions?
Hare Krishna. It is the nature of every jiva to have desires. It is our nature because we are chinmay, we are spiritual, and we are meant to have relationship. Sambandha, abhideya, prayojan. This is the duty of every jiva, to have a relationship with Krishna. And relationship means there are going to be desires. So to have desires is natural. And if we chant Krishna Nam, everything is there in Krishna Nam. Everything is there in Krishna Nam. Trini kritya jagat sarvam rajate sakalopari chidananda mayam shuddham harer namayava kevalam. What happens when we do Harinam? Trini kritya jagat sarvam. We have so many desires in this material world. All those desires become as insignificant as Trina. In fact, this whole world and everything that it has to offer becomes as insignificant as a Trina, blade of grass. We don't even look at blade of grass when we are walking. We just walk past it. So all that this world has to offer, all its glitz and glamour and all the material things, they become insignificant when we chant Harinam sincerely. Trini Kritya Jagat Sarvam Rajate Sakalopari. And the Harinam rules over everything. Rajate Sakalopari. It is the greatest. Chidananda Mayam Shuddham. It is Chidananda Mayam Shuddham. It gives us a spiritual happiness. And it is always pure. The Hare Nama. So if we chant Harinam, if we associate with devotees who are always filled with desires to serve Krishna, Seva Abhilasha, they are always having Seva Abhilash. Mora e nivedana. My only desire is to serve Radha and Krishna in the Nikunjas of Vrindavan. Vilas kunje diyo vasa nayane heribo sada yugala ruparashi. With my eyes, I will only see Radha and Govinda, Radha and Krishna. So such spiritual desires are always there in the hearts of the devotees. And if we associate with devotees who are filled with such spiritual desires, then those desires will come to us also. For example, one may not want to observe Jhulan. Now Jhulan festival is coming. But if we associate with devotees and they say, oh, for our Radha Krishna, we want to have Jhulan festival. So please come to our house. So we don't have a desire to have Jhulan celebration. But just because we have friendship with that devotee, now suddenly we are participating in 4 days of Jhulan Yatra, Jhulan Utsav. Isn't it? So yes. If we do Harinam and if we associate with devotees who are sincere devotees means they have Seva Abhilasha. They have all desires for serving Radha and Krishna. Then with these two things, Nam Bhajan and Vaishnav Sangha, we will also be able to spiritualize all our desires. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. So our abhadra desires will go away and only spiritual desires will stay with us. And this is a gradual process, but we should try as much as we can. More chanting and maximum association of sincere devotees. Is that okay, Parima Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, just one small follow-up, Prabhuji. Sometimes, even when you will get some desires, sometimes there is one fear that again for that fulfillment of the desire, okay, I'll have to come back to this material world. Oh no, I might not as well desire it. So sometimes it is the fear of rebirth, birth and rebirth and birth and rebirth that keeps us away from the desires. So do you think that's the right way to stay away from the desires?
In the preliminary stage, it is good to have this attitude and to not engage in those desires because it will cause us to fall down again in the material world. So like Srila Prabhupada said, even if you are attached to one Rasgulla, you have to come back.
Yes.
Any material desires we have to fulfill it in the material world only. Because material desires cannot go to the spiritual world. So as long as we have material desires, we will be stuck in this material world. So on one level, in the preliminary stage, this type of attitude is okay. It is good. Oh, I'll have to come back. So let me not harbor this desire in my heart. But a higher understanding is to, instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the positive. Positive desires that I want to do this for Krishna. I want to have Jhulan Yatra for Krishna. I want to have nice Sharad Purnima festival for Radha and Krishna. I want to do this. I want to celebrate Gaur Purnima. I want to celebrate Nityananda Trayodasi. I want to celebrate Radhashtami. I want to celebrate Krishna Janmashtami. So all these are positive desires. So instead of thinking so much about negative desires, we should think about positive desires. What positive desires we can cultivate. That is even higher. Because negative, it works for some time. The fear will work for some time. But after some time, the mind will cheat us. The mind will say, Arey, don't worry. You will not have to come back. You are chanting Harinam, na? Nama Sankirtanam, Sarva Papa Pranashanam. All the sins will be destroyed. Just do it. No problem. The holy name. Then we are committing Namaprad. To perform sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. The mind will cheat. Therefore, instead of having negative thoughts, it is better to cultivate positive thoughts. That I want to do this for Krishna. I want to do this for the devotees. That is more sustainable in the long run. Is that okay, Parima Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful clarification. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam, dasosmi. Nishikant Prabhu? 1 second, let me unmute. Yes, Prabhu, you can unmute. And then Kavita Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, my daughter will ask a question here.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Correct.
So in a satsang, I heard that Krishnaji was able to revive Uttara's son, but I was wondering why he wouldn't be able to do the same thing for Abhimanyu.
Hare Krishna. Very nice. Yes, you're right. Krishna protected and saved the son of Uttara, that is Parikshit. He was saved. But Subhadra's son, his own sister's son, Subhadra and Arjun's son, Abhimanyu, was not protected by Krishna physically on the bodily platform, at least, even though Krishna was there on the battlefield riding Arjun's chariot. So very nice question. The reason is Krishna has different plans for different devotees. For Parikshit, Krishna had a plan that he should grow up and be the king of this world. He should rule over the earth planet as the Chhatrapati Samrat, as the king. And then later on, through Parikshit Maharaj, Śrīmad Bhagavatam will be spoken. When Parikshit Maharaj will be cursed to die in 7 days by the snake bird Takshak, at that time, because of Parikshit Maharaj, Śrīmad Bhagavatam will be spoken. So this was the plan Krishna had for Parikshit Maharaj. As far as Abhimanyu is concerned, Krishna wanted to use Abhimanyu as an example of selfless sacrifice. If Krishna had saved Abhimanyu, Abhimanyu would not be glorified as a hero as much as he is glorified, even though 5,000 years have passed since the Kurukshetra war. Dronacharya was requested by Duryodhan to somehow capture Yudhishthir Maharaj, because Yudhishthir Maharaj was, as far as his fighting skills were concerned, he was not on the same level as Bhim or Arjun. So he was the king, but physically he was not the most powerful fighter. Duryodhan came up with a plan: if somehow we are able to capture Yudhishthir, the war is won, because Yudhishthir is the king. If he is captured, that means game over. In the game of chess, we may have queen, we may have rooks, we may have knights and bishops and pawns, but if the king gets checkmate, then the game is lost. So Duryodhan said, let's capture the king, Yudhishthir. Then the game is won. So he made an elaborate plan with the help of his teacher, Dronacharya, how to focus on capturing Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Krishna was taken along with Arjun far away. There was a whole army, one Akshayani Sena of barbarians. They diverted Krishna and Arjun away for the whole day. And Dronacharya collected his whole Kaurav army, Kaurav Sena, for only one purpose: to attack Yudhishthir and to capture him. And for that, they had the Chakravyuha. They created a Chakravyuha formation simply to capture Yudhishthir Maharaj. And no one knew how to counter-attack the Chakravyuha except Arjun. Now, Arjun had taught partially to Abhimanyu, but not completely. But those who were present there, it was only Abhimanyu who knew how to penetrate, counter-attack this Chakravyuha so that they are not successful in capturing Maharaj Yudhishthir. Abhimanyu knew that he will be killed because there was Duryodhan, there was Dushasan, there was Karna, there was Shakuni. There were so many powerful warriors on that side. There was Dronacharya, there was Kripacharya. He did not stand a chance in front of all these Maharathis, even though he was himself a Maharathi. He could fight with them one-on-one, but not all of them together. He knew he would be killed. But he sacrificed to save his uncle, to save Maharaj Yudhishthir. So Krishna uses his different devotees to teach us different lessons. And he chose Abhimanyu, his own nephew, to teach the world the lesson of the ultimate sacrifice. That sometimes we may have to sacrifice our very life. And for a higher purpose, we should be willing to do that. Like so many law enforcement officers, so many soldiers, they give up their life for the country. Whereas we are doctors, engineers, we have a 9-to-5 white collar job. It's very easy. But we are able to have this Zoom call. We are able to have all these satsangs because there are law enforcement officers and there are soldiers and the military leaders who are willing to sacrifice their life at great risk to keep the terrorists and the evil elements, the criminals under control. You see? And their job is very risky. So many times they are killed in the line of duty. And Krishna is using Abhimanyu to teach us this principle of sacrificing everything, the ultimate sacrifice, sacrificing our very life for a higher cause, So that Krishna. So Krishna uses Vibhishan to teach us how we can be surrounded by Rakshasas in Ravan's Lanka, surrounded by all devotees, all demons, not a single devotee, and still we can be devotees. He used Vibhishan in Lanka to teach that principle. Lord Ramchandra used Hanumanji to teach us the principle of brahmacharya. Some people will be inspired to be brahmacharis, never to get married, practice complete celibacy and complete devotion, perfect devotion. So Krishna, Lord Ramchandra has used Hanumanji to teach us that lesson. Lord Ramchandra is using his own stepmother, Kaikeyi, to teach us the lesson that we should have good association. We should not associate with people who are bad, because that bad association will corrupt us, will corrupt our mind. And he used his own stepmother Kaikeyi to teach that through Manthara. Kaikeyi loved Ram, but because of associating with Manthara, she temporarily her mind got polluted. So the Supreme Lord Krishna or Ramchandra, they use their own devotees to teach us different lessons. And Krishna wanted to use Abhimanyu to teach this lesson of sacrifice. If Abhimanyu would have been saved, then that it doesn't have that impact on so many generations of devotees. But because he died in the line of duty, it completely captures our attention and wins our heart. That, oh, Abhimanyu gave the ultimate sacrifice. Even Ghatotkach, the son of Bhim, also gave the ultimate sacrifice by fighting with Karna, even though he knew he will be killed. Why? To protect Arjun. Not his father, to protect Arjun. Because Arjun had a fear of that Shaktiban of Karna. So many things, if we study the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Śrīmad Bhagavatam carefully, we understand that Krishna uses his devotees to teach us so many lessons. These are wonderful pastimes, wonderful leelas. They are entertaining, but they also have deep moral and spiritual lessons embedded in them. And Krishna uses different devotees to play different roles in his leela. Is that okay, beta? Does that make sense? Oh, I think let me give you the ability to unmute. You can unmute and speak. Was that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, last question, Kavita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Prabhuji, I have so many questions, but there are the two main. Like very senior devotees, when they always criticize, always like in front of everyone, wherever they are going, they are criticizing like one particular devotee. And the devotee is very sincere, like as far as I know, and very sincere and like preaching and in authority as well. But wherever the senior devotees go, they criticize. And I'm like, I know it is wrong to hear, but I can't say anything. Like I can't leave the place just to not to disrespect them. What to do at that time? Second is like as
let me first, Kavita Mataji, because I will forget.
Yeah,
so answer this question first. Vaishnavera gunagrahi na dekhaye dosh kaya mana vakya kare Vaishnava santosh. Vaishnava is gunagrahi. Vaishnava sees, a true Vaishnava, a true devotee sees guna in others, not avgun. A Vaishnava sees good qualities in others, not bad qualities. And a Vaishnava always speaks good about others, not their faults. A Vaishnava never does dosh kirtan, never speaks about the faults of others, never criticizes. Satam ninda, Vaishnava ninda, sadhu ninda is a nama aprad. A Vaishnava will never do that. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the Antelila, there is a story of Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. He would never speak the faults of others. He would never hear the faults of others. and he was very dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore, we can understand from the scriptures that anybody who is criticizing devotees is not an advanced devotee. We don't become advanced by becoming preachers. Now I am giving class. Does that mean I am advanced? No. Advancement is not based on how many classes you give or how many years you have been in Krishna consciousness, whether you are initiated or you are not initiated. None of these things, these are all external things. None of these things determine how advanced we are spiritually. Advancement in Krishna consciousness should only be judged by Kshantir avyartha kalatvam, viraktir mana shunyata, asha baddham samutkantha, nama gane sadaruchi. How we are tolerant. Kshantir. Shanti means to tolerate, to be peaceful, even when there is turbulence in life, even when there is crisis. Kshantir avyartha kalatvam. A real devotee does not waste time in doing non-devotional activities like criticizing others. Criticizing others is not just non-devotional, it is anti-devotional. Sadhu ninda, to criticize sadhus, criticize devotees, it is a very great offense. So, avyartha kalatvam. A devotee will always be engaged in chanting, reading, hearing, glorifying Krishna, glorifying Krishna's devotees, speaking Harikatha. Will never waste time doing deity worship, puja. Always busy, will never waste time. Kshantir avyartha kalatvam. Virakti is renounced, is not attached to material things. Mana shunyata, has no attraction to be praised and glorified. People should glorify me, people should give me respect. They absolutely don't have any such desire. Mana shunyata, shunya, zero. They don't want any man, samman, respect, honor, prestige. No, they don't want. Viraktir mana shunyata. Asha baddham is always hopeful that I will get Krishna. I will get Krishna. I am not qualified, but I will get Krishna because Krishna is very merciful. Asha baddham samutkantha, and always has utkantha to see Krishna, to be with Krishna's devotees. Always enthusiastic and eager for Krishna consciousness. Nama gane sadaruchi, and always has a great taste for Nam and Gan, to chant Krishna Nam, to sing Vaishnava bhajans, sing different ashtakam songs about Krishna, and read about Krishna in Śrīmad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita. So these are the parameters by which we judge whether a devotee is advanced or not. Not because they are giving classes, not because they have been in the movement for 20 or 25, 30, 50 years. No. These are all external things. They don't determine. Bhakti is an internal thing. Spiritual advancement is an internal thing. In the material world, it is like that. How many degrees you can show? I have got PhD. I have got Ivy League. I have graduated from Ivy League University. Oh, very advanced, very great, very great. In the material world, it is there. But in the spiritual world, these things are considered to be completely external. Whether you are, you have done ISKCON disciple course, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarabhama, these are all external things. How many years you have been, whether you are a GBC, whether you are a guru, whether you are a temple president, whether you are Bhakti Riksha leader, these are all external things. They are all titles, only titles. And Bhakti means, Srila Narad Muni says, we have to give up all these titles. Sarva upadhi vinirmukta tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uttama. Bhakti ruchyate. What is bhakti ruchyate? What is true devotion? What do you call bhakti? Sarva upadhi vinirmukta tatparatvena nirmalam. Our heart has to become nirmal. Our heart has to become pure, and we have to give up all these titles. I am this, I am that. Everything you have to give up. And rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. With our senses, we have to serve Krishna, who is the master of senses. Which means with our hands, our karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, with our mouth, with our eyes, with our ears, we have to serve Krishna. With our ears, we should hear about Krishna. With our tongue, we should speak about Krishna. With our eyes, we should read about Krishna. Śrīmad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gītā. With our legs, we should walk to the temple. With our hand, we should do puja, or we should chant with the mala. We should use all our senses, indriya, in the service of Krishna. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. That is who are advanced devotees. So if someone is criticizing devotees, that person is not advanced. We should not hear such criticism. If we hear, our bhakti will get disturbed and spoiled. We should, if we have the samarthya, if we have the power, we should ask them to keep quiet and not criticize the devotees. Or if we don't have that authority, that power, then we should just leave that place. We should close our ears and leave that place. These are the only two options we have. We should never hear the criticism of devotees. Krishna will withdraw his mercy if we do that. Satam Ninda is the first Namaprad. We should never do it. And hearing criticism of devotees is very polluting to our consciousness. We should never do that. Is that okay, Kavita Mataji? You can ask the next question.
Yes, Prabhuji, in that only when you are giving answers. So there is a question like the devotee was at home for a few days. Home we can't leave. So
no, to tell that I don't want to hear criticism. So please don't speak criticism. You can speak Krishna Katha, but don't speak Vaishnava Ninda. We can tell, no matter how senior they are. We don't want to hear criticism. I know it is difficult, but at least we should avoid the association of such devotees. Next time you be careful now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I learned a lot. Another question is, Prabhuji, like when somebody is preaching, because I'm neophyte, I don't know anything, nothing, and I'm like, so, but somebody is preaching and the purpose is behind that, like, okay, I'll get donation and they are giving me donation and they are calling me, they are inviting me at home. So I should preach or I should praise them. So I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but please suggest that, because I saw this and experiencing this with other people, devotees are doing, and it affects on me. It affects on my Krishna consciousness because I feel like, no, this is wrong. Then I find like I'm becoming fault finding, but I don't know what to do.
So yeah, this is very good that you are afraid that am I becoming fault finder? Am I trying to see faults unnecessarily in devotees? So that fear should be there, and you should always be careful. At the same time, we should understand that for speaking Hari Katha, for preaching Krishna consciousness, one should never expect anything in return. One should never expect anything in return. And we should speak Krishna Katha without any expectation, without any monetary expectation, without any expectation of prestige, that I will get more followers, I will get fan following, or I will get money, I will get facilities. That is absolutely not the purpose of speaking Krishna Katha. And if somebody is doing like that, that is not pure Krishna Katha. Shri Shukdev Goswami is speaking Śrīmad Bhagavatam to Maharaj Parikshit, who is the king. Did Shukdev Goswami say, kuch donation do, kuch dakshina do, give me some money in return for my Śrīmad Bhagavatam? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, nor did Suta Goswami receive any dakshina from Shaunakadi rishis. This is the tradition. Nor did Srila Prabhupada ever charge any money for giving classes. So many hippies, so many Americans were coming for Srila Prabhupada's classes. Prabhupada gave it for free. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Prabhupada would cook. He would speak Hari Katha, do Kirtan, Krishna Kirtan, and he would feed them prasad with his own hands, cook for them, clean up after them, without expecting anything in return. So there are three types of Hari Katha. Hari Katha that comes from here, Hari Katha that comes from here, and comes from here. Hari Katha that comes from the belly is Hari Katha where you expect money in return. You want money, or you want followers, you want to become famous. Hari Katha that comes from here is Hari Katha that is very intellectual. You analyze, you do this, you that, quote many verses, try to impress people with your presentation. That they go, wow, what a class. And then you want more invitations, you want more people to watch your class. Oh, why only so many people have joined? Why more people are not joining? Hey, come on, man. Who is the admin of this group? Come on, did you put it on WhatsApp? Did you put it on Facebook? Come on, advertise my class. I want more people to come. That is Hari Katha that comes from here. It is intellectual Hari Katha to tantalize the intelligence of others, their minds, and to impress them so that we can get more followers. So Katha that comes from the belly is for money. Katha comes from here is to gain followers. And then the third Katha is Katha that comes from the heart. And that is the Hari Katha that Shukdev Goswami spoke, that Sri Suta Goswami spoke, that Srila Prabhupada spoke, that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur spoke. He was Grahastha Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Virakta Chudamani, Vairagya Shiromani, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj would come and sit and hear from a Grahastha like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That is the Hari Katha that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada spoke. And that is the Hari Katha that we have to aspire to speak as their followers. Pure Hari Katha. anya abhilashita shunyam, without expecting anything in return, just for the satisfaction of Krishna. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Krishna should be pleased. The devotees should be pleased with the Harikatha. They should feel inspired. Now, for COVID, so many 2.5 years, Amarendra Prabhu could not travel because everything was closed. So yesterday he went to Chicago for Prachar. He'll be there till Tuesday morning. So before going, I was feeling very bad because so many years we were together and now there'll be separation. So I was feeling very bad. So he told me, Prabhuji, please, as he was leaving here, Prabhuji, please pray for me. Then for me and my wife, Swastika Mataji, wherever we go, whoever we meet, whoever we interact with, may our tongues only speak Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtan in a way that it inspires them, in a way that it benefits them spiritually. And may we not have any expectation, may we not have any ulterior motive except this. And may through our meeting, interacting with others, through whatever Krishna Katha we speak, may we please our Guru Varga and our Guru Parampara. Please pray for me like this. All the years that he was here, whatever devotees would give him dakshina, he would do home programs, Amarendra Prabhu, whatever dakshina he got, he always, 100% of it, he gave it to Radha Bhav and said, for Bhanunandini Shri Krishna, you buy some flowers. For our Nitai Shachinandan, buy some flowers or buy some jewelry for them. Or, let's have some nice festival. Always he would give it. Or get some nice fruits for them. Let's offer it. Never kept a single penny. So many devotees. He goes to some devotee's house, they give $51, they give $108. 100% of it, he would give it to us. That please use it for Thakurji. $1 also he never kept for himself. Nobody knows this. Now today I'm speaking like this. Nobody knows this. They're giving donation to Amarendra, but he's not keeping anything for himself. So like that. That is Harikatha. That is the Harikatha we want to hear. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I think I spoke too much. Is that okay, Kavita Mataji?
Ji Prabhuji, wonderful. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dasosmi. Last question, Gagan Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, आपने बोला था कि last question, but I still raised my hand. Prabhuji, मैंने एक क्वेश्चन चैट बॉक्स में पोस्ट किया है और एक क्वेश्चन मेरा जो दूसरा है वो मुझे पूछना था कि जैसे आपने कहा कि His Grace Amarendra Prabhu, when he was living, you said कि you were feeling bad कि एसोसिएशन क्योंकि चतुर्मास शुरू हो रहा है, तो प्रभु जी का जैसे अभी शेड्यूल बहुत बिजी हो जाएगा और हरि कथा जो ऑनलाइन जो हम सुनते हैं वो भी शायद अभी कम होगी, तो उन सिचुएशन में और हम कैसे अपने आप को मोटिवेटेड रखें कि जब हमें वो कांस्टेंट एसोसिएशन नहीं मिलती हमारे सीनियर डिवोटीज की या शिक्षा गुरु की, देन प्रभु जी आप कैसे अपने आप को, बिकॉज आप तो बहुत सीनियर हो, हम जस्ट वेरी न्यू, तो मुझे आप प्लीज़ गाइड करें कि कैसे हम उस बात पे अपने आप को मोटिवेटेड रखें एंड जस्ट कंटिन्यू आवर भक्ति विद द सेम enthusiasm basically.
हरे कृष्णा. इस भौतिक जगत में the natural tendency in this material world is to not do hari bhajan. भगवान का भजन नहीं करना ये स्वाभाविक प्रवृत्ति होती है इस भौतिक जगत में. इसीलिए भजन करने के लिए we have to swim upstream. हमें नदी के प्रवाह के उल्टे दिशा में तैरना है. We have to swim upstream. That is bhakti, Krishna consciousness. So if we stop trying, the natural thing that will happen is we will be swept down. हम नीचे चले जाएंगे. अगर पहाड़ पे चढ़ रहे हैं हम, अगर चढ़ना छोड़ देंगे तो नेचुरली क्या होगा, ग्रेविटी नीचे खींचेगी. नीचे गिरना बहुत आसान है, ऊपर चढ़ना बहुत कठिन है. उसी प्रकार भक्ति में भी आगे बढ़ना बहुत कठिन है. भक्ति से गिर जाना बहुत सरल है. तो हमारे जो गुरु महाराज है श्रील राधा गोविंद गोस्वामी महाराज, इनके बहुत सारे हरि कथाएं इस्कॉन डिजायट्री पर है. तो श्रील प्रभुपाद जी का श्रीमद भागवतम हमें खोलना है, गुरु महाराज जी की हरि कथा प्ले करनी है इस्कॉन डिजायट्री पे. यूट्यूब पे भी है काफी कथाएं, और एक मेगा ऐप है उसमें भी बहुत सारे कथाएं हैं. आई एम श्योर आपके पास वो ऐप होगा, नहीं है तो बताइए. I can share. His Grace राधेश्याम प्रभु जो पूना के हैं, राधेश्याम प्रभु जी ने ब्रह्मचारी के हेल्प से वो पूरा कंपाइल किया श्री राधा गोविंद महाराज के कैंटो वाइज सारे लेक्चर्स, कैंटो 1 के सारे, कैंटो 2, कैंटो 10 सब कुछ है। तो वो सुनना चाहिए भागवतम पढ़ते पढ़ते नोट्स बना के। दैट इज वन। सेकंड, ठीक है, नहीं आपके मैं शेयर करता हूँ। सेकंड इज, अभी जैसे आज शिकागो में है अमरेंद्र प्रभु, तो वहां पे जो लेक्चर हो रहा है वो लाइव है एक्चुअली। तो आई विल ऐड यू टू दैट ग्रुप वेयर यू कैन गेट, अभी कुछ घंटे पहले ही लाइव थे अमरेंद्र प्रभु। तो ऑल्दो ही विल बी ट्रैवलिंग, बट मेनी ऑफ द क्लासेस आर आल्सो uploaded on YouTube or they will be on Zoom also, so you can join in and you can hear like that. पर हमें constantly hear करना है, because अगर हम नहीं hear करेंगे तो जैसे दही है, उसे फ्रिज में नहीं रखेंगे तो गर्म हो जाएगा, खराब हो जाएगा जल्दी। तो हमें भी अगर हमारी भक्ति को प्रिजर्व करना है, so we have to be in the right environment, and that right environment is association of devotees. तो है, काफी लेक्चर्स है, गुरु महाराज के काफी लेक्चर्स है, हमारे शिक्षा गुरुओं के भी चल रहे हैं, और वी शुड कीप हियरिंग। सो वी शुड हैव ऐसे 4 या 5 श्रवण गुरुस जिनकी हम कथा सुनते हैं। हमारे गुरु महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद जी, ये तो है 2, और हमारे गुरु वर्ग में कुछ और होने चाहिए जिनकी हम कथा हमेशा श्रवण करते हैं। एंड वी शुड हैव अ प्लान एंड वी शुड कीप हियरिंग रेगुलरली इन अ स्ट्रेटेजिक वे, अच्छे सिस्टमैटिकली। जैसे अभी आप मान लीजिए अजामिल प्रसंग पढ़ रहे हो श्रीमद् भागवतम से, तो फिर अजामिल कथा सुननी चाहिए। आप भीष्म स्तुति पढ़ रहे हो तो फिर भीष्म स्तुति के जो लेक्चर्स है वो सुनने चाहिए। ऐसे तो एक 5-6 श्रवण गुरु होने चाहिए जिनकी कथा हम कॉन्स्टेंटली सुनते रहे। कुछ लेक्चर्स आर प्री रिकॉर्डेड, कुछ लेक्चर्स आर लाइव। तो मैं आपको वो जो मेगा ऐप है उसका आपको भेजता हूँ, और अमरेंद्र प्रभु के काफी क्लासेस दे विल बी ऑनलाइन इवन दो ही इज ट्रैवलिंग, तो दोज यू कैन ज्वाइन। और अभी कार्तिक आएगा तो होपफुली प्रभु जी फिर से डेली कोई ना कोई कथा करेंगे, सो दैट विल इंस्पायर ऑल ऑफ अस। ठीक है माता जी?
यस प्रभु जी, थैंक यू सो मच। और मैंने एक क्वेश्चन जो चैट बॉक्स में पोस्ट किया था प्रभु जी, कि जो आप श्रीमद् भागवतम की क्लासेस देते हो, इज दैट ओपन टू एवरीवन या फिर वो सिर्फ स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है जो enroll?
No, it is for everyone and you can certainly join. You can join this Bhagavatam. There are Tuesday and Thursday, तो I think ऑस्ट्रेलिया में या न्यूजीलैंड में it will be, आप देख लीजिए, मेरे ख्याल से
हाँ जी, वेडनेसडे फ्राइडे होता है। हाँ जी प्रभु जी,
तो आप
हाँ जी,
जरूर ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं।
थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
ठीक है, परिवा माता जी आपको भी चाहिए आप मुझे मैसेज कीजिए, मैं दोनों को भेज दूंगा आपको। ठीक है, अमरेंद्र प्रभु का यू सेड ना यू वांट टू ज्वाइन, तो मैं भेज दूंगा। निधि माता जी आपको भी भेजूंगा मैं। वो एक मेगा ऐप है, उसमें वो एक गूगल ड्राइव जैसा लिंक है कुछ, तो उसमें ऑल द लेक्चर्स आर देयर। आई विल शेयर विद यू ऑल ऑफ यू, निधि माता जी, परिवा माता जी एंड कविता माता जी एंड निशिकांत प्रभु आल्सो। ठीक है, मैं ग्रुप में
This is Amrita Gaurangi. Can you please add me there too, Prabhu?
किसमें माता जी?
This is Amrita Gaurangi Devi Dāsa. I logged in as Aruna.
Yes. So where you want me to add you, Mata ji?
In I need the app and also in Amarendra Prabhu's group, Prabhu.
Okay. I will add you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
प्रभु जी, आपको, हाँ, I think I'm not part of any groups, तो मैं आपको मैसेज करूँ यहाँ पे मेरा नंबर, या how do I do?
मुझे मैसेज कीजिए and I will add you to all the relevant groups.
ओके प्रभु जी, थैंक यू सो मच, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। ठीक है, थैंक यू। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्ण।